Hi folks, well this is Miguel from the Embargo Man channel. One thing that I could tell you too, it is about Dailin Mulvaney and beer, Bud Light. Well, I have seen a video that I have never seen before about all this, and I have seen videos of this man that dressed up as a woman who says he have, I don't know what we call them, transgender. I mean we have like so many of them. I think Bruce Jenner is one of them, and Bruce Jenner was in the cover of Vanity Fair doing a sex change, right? Maybe Budweiser and Anheuser-Busch, I think it might be selling a lot in Thailand out of all these places, right? I mean, a lady boy promoting Bud Light. Yes, that's what these people are calling Thailand. Lady boys promoting Bud Light beer in his Twitter account, right? I mean, to say a real woman by genetics has no balls. Real women don't have balls by birth, alright? So, put it that way. I mean, the thing of people protesting and all of this, is this like, I heard of the thing, once you go woke, you go broke, right? Go woke, go broke, right? I mean, I don't mind about where it goes. If it comes to, I mean, intercultural relations, a white dude marries an Asian girl, a black girl marries a white dude, or whatever, you know, I don't mind about that. But I don't mind with what it's going so far to go political. I mean, so political that some people are swishing. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna have Budweiser. I'm going for Miller. Alright? I'm not going to buy Budweiser. I'm gonna buy Coors. Right? So, for a matter of fact, I don't freaking say support big beer companies. I mean, Anheuser-Busch, the company was independently American owned. I mean, it is founded by immigrants. Miller is founded by immigrants, all right, and then Aloysius Bush and Anheuser, you know, they're both German immigrants, and they started in St. Louis, Missouri, by German immigrants. I mean, Miller is also an immigrant, and I think that also Miller, the founder, the guy whose name's Miller, he is German. I mean, the best beers come from Europe. I mean, they come from outside the US. German beer, Heineken from the Netherlands, from Holland, and whatnot. All right, so I think what it is with all these things, that big beer companies, to put it that way, what have happened to these beer companies, or they're saying the so-called American beer companies. The same thing would happen with the auto industry, all right? And for a matter of fact, the car wasn't invented in America; it was invented outside the United States. Well, who was the first car company? Mercedes-Benz. You mean Mr. Benz have the car, but you know, but then Ford has the mass production. All right, some things are not invented in America, but are invented outside the U.S. We get things like that, and sometimes make a little improvements. All right, so put it that way. Put it all this going out with the beers. Going out with beers, right? So, what it is about all this is that all these conglomerates of these beer brands, right? It's the same happens with a car brand called Chrysler. It was bought by Germans, then it was bought by now it's gonna be bought by Italians. So what's it gonna be next? The Japanese are gonna get Chrysler? Who knows? Well, but beer, put it that one of the big breweries, AB InBev, they're the ones that acquired these companies and sell out other companies. All right, so what it is with the big business of beer, put it that way, and after that, it's supposed to be that their main headquarters of Anheuser-Busch are located outside of the U.S. are located in Belgium. All right, it's called AB InBev. InBev AB or something like that. It's located in Belgium. So they are the owners of Stella Artois, and they are the owners of Corona. They are the owners of all these beers listed. I mean, except for Heineken. Heineken is a different corporation, but I always tell you about just Anheuser-Busch, Anheuser-Busch, AB InBev, Anheuser-Busch InBev, it's located in Belgium, and this is just a conglomerate, and they bought some beers from the Miller Corporation. I mean, Sam Miller, and they acquired them, and they sold Miller to Coors. And what it is with all this problem is that that you're saying, okay, let me tell you about at least what countries are for. The United States is not the only democracy in the world, all right? And I'm just gonna plain tell you that the United States is not the only democracy in the world. Belgium is a democracy, right? So where is Belgium? In Europe. It's outside the America, but at least you want to have a company based in North America. So here you go. You got Molson Coors. So where's Molson is from? Canada, right? So I mean, when they just acquired, when InBev from Belgium, InBev that have acquired Anheuser-Busch, that has acquired of the other beer companies, is like a really big corporation. It's like the Coca-Cola company of beers. All right, so what Coca-Cola is to soft drinks is what AB InBev is to beer, right? So to put it all in fact that about Dylan Mulvaney. Dylan Mulvaney is a dude who dressed up like a chick, and he's in TikTok. She, alright. So put it that way. I've seen this TikTok, right? Doing promo for Tampax, alright. So, and what it is, and they have these other newer companies like 100% woke free, ultra right, alright. So if you're gonna go ahead, go buy your Miller beer, go buy Coors, but it's because that's what happened. Coors might be the only company based in North America, supposedly, because I could tell you what, it is going to be in a good cause. Tell you of all this, and what is going on here, and I'm gonna tell you, hold on to your Miller beer, and then I am talking about Chris Chappel from America Uncensored, from America Uncovered, and China Uncensored. So if they wanted to protest against Budweiser, because you have other American beer like Yingling, alright? So that ABM InBev, Anheuser-Busch InBev, AB InBev AB, who that is headquartered in a democratic country, and try to boycott a beer from Dylan Maulini, who is a transgender, who is a man that dressed up as a woman, right? And I have seen Chris Rock with his machine gun, and he shoot it at the cans of Bud Light beer, and he says, "F Bud Light and F Anheuser-Busch. Hold on to your Miller beer." Then you go from Bud Weiser to Miller and to Coors. Alright? So this is what happened with Molson Coors. That what if Miller is going to be sold by a company it's going to be sold by a company that is owned by a communist country. What if the Miller beer, the switching from Miller beer, I mean, you could try Yingling. Yingling is one of the best American beers I could ever try. Buy it. Rolling Rock, or probably Sam Adams, an American beer company based in the United States. It has nothing to do with a foreign company, a company based outside of the United States or based outside of North America. Molson Coors, that's based in North America, based in Canada. Molson is based in Canada. Coors is based in Colorado. So probably your best bet is safer bet if it's, I might gotta tell you, the big American beers is not Budweiser, is not, I mean, going away from the Budweiser, Miller, and Coors. I mean, you have to go hit for the Rockies, man. You gotta go hit for the Rockies, because let me tell you what if Miller beer were to merge? Because the best selling beer in China is Snow Brewing Company. What if Snow, and because of Sam Miller, I mean, for South African commodity, they sell Miller to Molson Coors, and then they have nothing to do, so they just grasp everything. AB InBev, you know, that is where the owners of Anheuser-Busch, they bought Anheuser-Busch, they got, then try to, like, you know, sold off, you know, the Miller to Molson Coors. But what if Miller beer would be cheaper in the state of Hawaii? What if they even would give Miller beer for free in Hawaii? Why? What if Miller merged with Snow Brewing Company, called Snow Miller Brewing Company? Snow Miller Brewing Company would be is going to support, I mean, Miller beer owned by a Chinese company. Yes. What is going on? Hold on to your Miller beer, that one of these days that you, of the people that live in Hawaii, that you drink Miller beer and you said, oh, Miller's giving beer for free to Hawaiians that are in need, and they're like and whatever it is. What's going to be the merge with Snow from China and Miller, Snow Miller, and they're gonna create Aloha. Aloha beer would be the cheapest beer around. It will be $1 or whatever it is, or free, or it's gonna be for free, right? So free beer to the people in need that live in Hawaii in slums, right? So what it is, they're going to support Hawaiian Independence. They're going to rebuild housing in Hawaii. And what is going to be this kind of use of political propaganda, because this thing of go broke, go woke happens. Yes, it go woke, go broke. I mean, nobody's buying Bud Light, a company, Anheuser-Busch, being bought by InBev, called AB InBev, Anheuser-Busch, based in Belgium. Belgium is a democratic country, right? So you buy your Miller beer, and one of these days, people that are living outside of Hawaii get their never notice that that Coors, Molson Coors, the owner of Miller now, have plans to sell the Miller brand to Snow Brewing Company of China. The best-selling beer in China is Snow. And then they merge and they call Snow Miller Brewing Company. Snow Miller Brewing Company is the one that says, oh, where's the headquarters of Snow Miller Brewing Company? It's not in the United States. It's in China. Is owned by the CCP. And yeah, so and let me talk about, if that would happen, would you buy Miller beer? If the Chinese bought Miller beer and they merged, Miller and Snow merged together, and they called the Snow Miller Brewing Company the Snow Miller. Snow Miller U.S. headquarters is headquartered in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but their global headquarters is headquartered in mainland China. Then what it's gonna be, they're gonna create Aloha beer. They might just buy another beer brand under the Snow Miller Company, and what is going to be done, they have the Miller brand, Snow, best-selling beer in China. Miller, let's say how it goes, because it's a bigger is one of the big markets. What it would lead to China to surpass the United States, just with Miller beer to be the largest economy on earth, right? Right? Just because of that, just because you switch the beers, and then by the time that if you have Miller surpassing Budweiser in sales, yes, Miller surpassing Budweiser in sales, and then what will you do is buying too much Miller beer, and then you have, oh, I'm buying too much Miller beer, and then you end up that for the yuan will cost two damn dollars for one Chinese currency because of Miller beer, just because you boycott just because you boycott Bud Light Weiser, just because of man or lady boy, what is called in Thailand. Probably Bud Light will be sold in Thailand. Okay, this is promoted by a lady boy. Yeah, oh, right, Bud Light support lady boys, right? So to say all this, and you're saying you are the ones that you're trying to boycott, and you might not know, okay, you're gonna hold on to your Miller beer, right? Why don't you try Yingling for a change, Rolling Rock, or none of it, or the microbreweries. You're supporting a microbrewery or one of the companies based in the United States, based in North America. So you're better off. You're better off heading for the Rockies of Colorado, man. Colorado brewery is where it's at and where you are safe at. All right, so you're safe for buying a beer originated in Colorado than a beer that originated in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. In a way, to say all this, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch is founded by immigrants. Miller is founded by immigrants. They're companies founded by immigrants, German immigrants. They're coming from Germany. And say one of the best beers are from Europe, they come from Germany, right? So, point that. But what would you say if you want to try an American lager or American Pilsner or whatever it is? Alright, so it is. Because it is what it is. I mean, what is your point of view? Alright, so this is also taking you to Chris Chappel. If you're watching this Chris Chappel, you might not understand about what would happen if Miller were to merge with Snow. And Snow Brewing Company would die. They're gonna create Aloha beer. And what about Aloha beer? Aloha beer is something that's created by the formerly Snow Miller Brewing Company based in China. What would happen with this Snow Miller Brewing Company and what it does? Aloha beer might be free. Miller beer might be free only in the state of Hawaii, supporting people who want Hawaiian Independence or whatever, and then they're gonna support housing. They're gonna build homes. They're gonna get people out of poverty that they cannot have affordable housing just because of people who have too much money. Because I seen the videos, too much money that could afford the housing. The rest of the people over there live in slums, and so when it goes, Snow Miller to the rescue. Boom, boom, boom. Built housing. The beer is dirt cheap. The beer is Aloha beer costs $1, and it is brewed in Hawaii. And Miller beer is free, or is dirt cheap, only in Hawaii. Why? Because that's what it is. It is more to absorb the CCP propaganda. Maybe Miller might taste better than Budweiser. Probably it might just go up to the scale of brewing, and they might just have even buy or acquired one of the top German beer brands. Believe me, they might just buy one of the top German beer brands, or they settle up a brewing facility in Germany just to have intact, to have this brewing purities, to how would it make it like it was brewed in Germany, right? So that is just the tactics of what Snow Miller would be in there to say, okay, this Miller beer tastes very good, like what else, and then people try to buy it. And then when people try to buy the Miller beer, and I would say this is it. They're gonna support housing for people in need in Hawaii. They're gonna freaking do all this instead of the of the government of Hawaii that paying that they said they cannot do anything, just only supporting the people over there, supporting the few instead of supporting the many. And what else is gonna do with this and Aloha beer? Free is Aloha beer is free for the people who don't have enough money over there. Or to say the least, this is all because of CCP propaganda. And then this is where, how you gonna get woke? How it is if you are going to say you want to support, or being a bunch of imbeciles of if you're buying, okay, let's boycott China, boycott Nike, boycott Budweiser. What's next? Boycott Miller? Of course. Just head for the Rockies, man. Just freaking buy another brand of beer that is not going to be touched by a foreign-based company, or most likely is not going to be influenced by China. In all that matter, a beer that is not influenced by China. Yingling sounds Chinese, but it's an American-owned beer. It's one of the best American beers that I have ever tried. Rolling Rock, you could go with that. um, or any or the microbreweries that are based in the United States, locally owned, put the money into this country. It doesn't go to another democracy like Belgium or Japan. Or I know I support democracies, hooray for democracies. Or a beer company that soon that you have that switch on there, okay, it's from Milwaukee and all this stuff. Oh yeah, Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hello. Boom. Here you go, Snow. Shake my hand. Here we go. We're partners. We're partners in crime. Oh, look at the people in Hawaii. The rest of the people of Hawaii that have, okay, let's freaking sell Miller beer dirt cheap. Let's make programs. Let's do our own version of a Habitat for Humanity. People that living in the streets in Honolulu or in Maui or something like that, they're living in slums. Let's build some nice houses for them. Let's support the people who are in deed of Hawaiian Independence. And that's what you want? And that's what you want? A beer that would use the type of company that is going to be bought pretty soon. They're going to have German techniques to make Miller beer better. They're going to have this kind of coincidence to make Aloha beer or buy another beer brand. And what else you could expect? There's no coincidence in that. I mean, if you wanted to just either going against Dylan Maulini, you go for like instead you have no Coors and you go for with Miller. It is not like they see this. It's not like a balloon. Maybe the balloon is already been there to the Miller Brewing Company, and they're working with Snow and the CCP, and they just and that balloon already went to Hawaii, and they're looking at people living in slums, and they use the beer thing for one thing only, and it is for one thing only. To help the needy with this kind of propaganda, and to just saying about all this to make sense just because of one beer company, it merges with an American branded beer, and they know on this time of opportunity to buy the Miller Brewing Company. And it's gonna be Snow or Emergent. I mean, gonna be called Snow Miller. And you have, if you see Snow Miller in there, you're gonna see Miller beer being dirt cheap in Hawaii, giving Miller beer to the people in needy who lost their jobs. They're giving free Miller beer or Aloha beer for free, and they make up this brand Aloha beer. Build housing their own Habitat for Humanity. That I help people that are in need in these slums living in Hawaii, because I seen them on YouTube, and they help them, with the help of Snow Miller, Snow from China. I mean, it's gonna be like that. Now, why you gonna want to do that? Are you going to protest? This is just to spread some CCP propaganda. I would say whatever it is, support microbreweries, support beers that are based in the United States that have no influence. All right, you could buy it. It's more power to you though. The company Ambev is based in a democracy. Well, yeah, Molson Coors is all based in a democracy. I mean, or the microbreweries that are based in the United States or any democratic country. But sooner or later you go and protest. Okay, and you buy Miller beer. Go for Coors. Buy Coors instead of Miller. The day that Miller merges with Snow, that a beer company that is from a communist country to spread their propaganda machine, and they just go and give out free houses to people in need in the state of Hawaii. In the ghetto, they just go there in the ghettos of Hawaii. So please, folks, if you know all this stuff about the Dylan Mulvaney thing, and the people who are living in the slums of Honolulu, of Maui, or anything like that, you know that you're broke. You can't afford anything. What if a Chinese company were to buy Miller beer, and then you see, okay, they're giving out free beer. They're giving out free Miller beer at a Hawaiian ghetto. Get on free beer in a Hawaiian ghetto because Snow, that is based from China, has merged with Miller, and they call it Snow Miller. Snow Miller Brewing Company, based in mainland China. You'll have this to do. It's not that you're gonna pay the beer. The special program supported by the CCP was gonna pay you for the Miller beer, for the free Miller beer. They're gonna pay you for the Aloha beer, another beer brand. And that's the type of thing you're gonna do. And why is this? Okay, I'm gonna buy Miller beer. So, oh yeah, it's $5, whatever. Yeah, the beer is $5. What? It's $2 now? Yeah, it's Miller beer. It's too damn cheap. It's the cheapest beer in Maui. It's the cheapest beer in Honolulu. It's whatever it's be cheaper. Why it's gonna be cheaper? Because of Snow Miller, and all these in between to spread out candy coated CCP propaganda. All right, so it is that type of political propaganda. If it goes woke, I mean it will go broke in other states, but in the state of Hawaii, where people can't afford it, don't have enough money to buy the Budweiser and Coors or other beer brands, could buy a Miller beer, or could buy Miller Lite. If it says $2 for Miller Lite, oh yeah, $2 for Miller Lite, $5 for whatever, you know, it's gonna be dirt cheap if it goes that way, right? So what it is to all this, Chris Chappel should make a video about this, about Miller beer, if it merged with Snow, and what it is if Miller beer was going to be going to be sold dirt cheap in Hawaii, and all that stuff. Why? Because this is just one kind of tactic of this. It's gonna go broke everywhere except in the state of Hawaii, where people that can't afford Budweiser or Coors there, or any other beer brand but Miller. That's it. And we go, why? Because of Snow Miller. I mean, that's what it is. Snow Miller it is. So hit the bell button, subscribe to the Embargo Man channel. I mean, I know what it takes. This video that I did, I did erase some part of it, and that I said because a friend called me. And what it is about all this, write your comments below. I believe that you should support American companies. Yes, that is the truth, though. The money could stay here in America and not to go somewhere else, especially communist China. So if Miller were to have Chinese influence by giving free housing by the people who live in the slums in Hawaii, free beer in Hawaii, Aloha gonna be free. Miller being dirt cheap in Hawaii, that means that the company Miller has been purchased out and merged with a Chinese company called Snow to just give in this tactics on their political propaganda agenda. How woke is that? And I'll tell you, this is gonna be so damn woke in there. It's gonna be more woke than just Dylan Mulvaney promoting a can of Bud Light beer with his face in it. I mean, real women don't have balls. And let me tell you why. Because you are the only ones that are imbecile, gonna switch from one brand to another brand, especially Miller, that you might not notice they are giving free housing to Hawaiian people, but it's going to be merged by a company, by a Chinese company, you know, that is owned by the CCP. Yes, a Chinese company that is promoting free housing, support Hawaiian Independence supporters, and all of that, just because to spread their own scheme of political propaganda. That's it. I mean, see you in the next video. Goodbye and peace out.